Your headlights are dim, and it is almost never the bulbs. This is how to wire a headlight relay, and the finished diagram is on screen right now. A fuse feed from the battery, the coil, your original headlight wire as the trigger, and thick wires running straight to the lamps. By the end, you will wire this yourself and get near battery voltage at the headlights. So let us take it apart piece by piece. So why add a relay at all? Follow the current in a stock car. Battery, up to the fuse box, all the way to the dashboard headlight switch, then back down to the headlights. That is a long run of old, thin wire. And every bit of it has resistance. Push 40 or 50 watts of headlight through that thin wire, and you lose volts along the way. This is voltage drop. Your 12-volt system might deliver only 10 or 11 volts to the bulbs. Dimmer light. And that same current slowly cooks the little switch contacts on your dash. A relay solves both. Move the heavy current off the switch and onto a short, thick, direct path. Quick note before the wiring. This exact headlight relay diagram is free to open in your browser at Circuit Diagram Maker app. No install, no sign up. Full disclosure, the editor is ours. Open the first link in the description and build along as we go. Right to the harness. Here is the harness, terminal by terminal. A standard relay has 4 pins, and each gets a job in a headlight circuit. 30 is the power in. Run a thick, fused wire from the battery straight to 30. 87 is the output. This goes out to your headlights. The heavy current the bulbs actually draw. 85 and 86 are the coil. This is the trigger side. One of them connects to your original headlight wire, the thin one that used to feed the lamps. The other goes to good ground. Now watch. Switch on your headlights as normal. That thin OEM wire energizes the coil. The coil throws 30 across to 87, and full battery voltage lands on the lamps. Let us wire it in order. In Rule 1, disconnect the battery before you touch anything. 1. A thick fused wire from the battery positive to 30. Size the fuse for that wire and your bulbs. 2. The coil. Tap your existing headlight wire to one coil pin. That is the trigger. Run the other coil pin to ground. 3. From 87, a thick wire out to the headlights. Then ground the other side of the lamps to clean bare metal. That is the whole harness. Fuse battery on 30. OEM wire and ground on the coil. Headlights on 87. In the editor, every wire routes itself, pin to pin. Move apart, and the wires follow. Most headlights have high and low beam, so you use 2 relays, one for each beam. It is the same wiring twice. Each relay gets its own fused feed on 30 and its own output on 87 to that beam's bulbs. The difference is the trigger. Wire the low beam relays coil to the factory low beam wire. Wire the high beam relays coil to the factory high beam wire. Now your headlight switch still chooses high or low, exactly like stock. It just triggers coils now instead of carrying the whole load. 2 relays, 2 bright beams. A few details decide whether this lasts. First, the fuse. Fuse the feed to 30 close to the battery. Match it to your wire gauge and total bulb draw. Enough to run the lamps, low enough to protect the wire. Second, grounds. A relay upgrade is only as good as its grounds. Bolt the coil ground and the lamp grounds to clean, bare metal, not paint, not rust. Third, keep the original switch. You are not bypassing it. You are relieving it. It still tells the relays what to do. It just stops carrying the current. Here is the part paper can never do. Prove it. This editor has a real simulation engine built in. Load the finished headlight relay circuit, run a DC operating point, and live voltages appear right on the diagram. There is the battery feeding 30, and there is near full voltage landing on the lamps. The whole reason you added the relay. Ground the wrong pin, or feed the coil from the wrong wire, and the numbers tell you now. On screen, before you ever cut into the loom. Before you build, for mistakes to dodge. 1. Wire and fuse too small. Thin feed wire just recreates the voltage drop you were trying to fix. Go thick. 2. A lazy ground. A bad ground stars the lamps just like a bad feed, dim light, and hours of chasing it. 3. Triggering from the wrong wire. The coil trigger must follow your headlight switch, not a constant live, or the lights never turn off. 4. Skipping the fuse on 30. A shorted feed with no fuse is a fire. Never skip it. So that is how to wire a headlight relay. 30 takes the fuse battery feed. 87 runs out to the lamps. 85 and 86 are the coil, triggered by your old headlight wire and a solid ground. 2 relays for high and low beam. Do that, and the lamps see almost a full battery, bright and safe. The editor is free at circuitdiagrammaker.app. The diagram and a gallery to copy are in the description. Subscribe for the next build. Thanks for watching.